Polly Pocket, Pocket Monsters. Somehow the two are related. Hey kids, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank. Hope that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'm going to sit back, relax, and have a chat with you guys about pre-release. The general pre-release experience and my thoughts on pre-release. You see, over the last few weeks now, I've been attending a variety of pre-releases for a variety of games. Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Magic. Yeah, I attended a Magic pre-release. Isn't that crazy? And when you do one activity more often than usual, you invariably start thinking about the activity in general, and going to a bunch of pre-releases over the last few weeks has got me thinking about pre-releases. And the kind of thought that occurred to me is, are pre-releases even that necessary in today's interconnected, internet-driven landscape, TCG landscape? You see, in the olden days, and Magic had general pre-releases since the beginning, but local pre-releases at tournament stores since Shards of Alara? Somebody correct me, I'm almost certain that I have that wrong. Since Shards of Alara, I'm going to say it. I'm going to continue forward as if that's correct. But generally, pre-releases are as presented, they're a good way to give you an early sneak peek at the upcoming sets, give you a little taste of what's to come, and help you, the player, get a good idea of what you might want to be playing with in the upcoming meta. Whether that be shifting block like in Pokemon, or standard and modern for Magic the Gathering, or just what crazy hyper new meta cards you might want to add to your deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! But in general, the pre-release experience works really good just to give players a taste of what's to come, especially if they weren't all that informed. You know, a pre-release is an excellent way to see what's in the new set because, hey, it's right there. And you get to play it in isolation. Unlike a normal tournament setting where you can be playing with new cards, sure, but they're going to be slotted into existing decks a lot of the time, right? A pre-release experience is a pure example of that set. You're only playing with those cards, usually in a sealed draft environment. A sealed environment, not draft environment, sorry. I know most pre-releases are not draft. So you're getting a good, focused look at the upcoming sets. But with the advent of the internet, with the advent of hyper interconnectivity, there is virtually no set on the market for any card game where we don't know what's in that set in advance. You know, there's no sneak preview to be had for TCG sets these days because most of the time we know what's coming. There was an exception or two along the way I can think of. Iconic Masters in 2017. There was no preview season so that release was kind of a surprise. I remember that well. But for the most part, nowadays, when you go to a new set, you know, sometimes weeks in advance, whether or not it even has things that you might be interested in that given set, right? So, of course, you have to ask yourself, well, what is the purpose of a pre-release then? Since obviously a sneak peek at the upcoming cards can't be the reason, since I already know what's in the set, right? Well, the purpose is just community, connectivity, getting together with some friends and enjoying the new set in a constrained environment, in a fun, tournament, family-friendly setting. And I say all that because, you know, I attend pre-releases for a variety of games, but they're not always games that I play. So, like, I attend all the Flesh and Blood pre-releases I can because I play Flesh and Blood a lot, and I just want to get more cards, right? But I also play Pokemon pre-releases. And I don't really play the Pokemon card game. I don't particularly enjoy the average Pokemon meta, if that makes sense. I don't know how to word it. Constructed format for Pokemon, just, I don't know. It just doesn't vibe with me, if that makes sense. But a sealed Pokemon experience, just playing with the cards you got out of a small pack pool and just having fun for a few hours. Do that every few months, once a month, every few months. That's pretty fun to me. So I attend all the Pokemon pre-releases in my area at the one store, and I have done that for a few years now. And that's the thing. Pre-releases can provide just a small curated experience for people like me who don't maybe play the wider card game, but just want to experience it once in a while. A pre-release is an excellent way to do that, right? But it's also an excellent way to connect with people and talk with people you don't see a whole lot because, you know, the thing is, there can be fans of your card game. There can be Pokemon fans, Flesh and Blood, Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic fans, whatever, Digimon, etc. And they're not going to show up to every tournament, right? They're not going to show up to every tournament at your local game store just for the regular weekly events. They might be busy or whatever, but most of the time, a lot of them, not everybody, obviously, there's exceptions to every rule, but a lot of them are going to take the time out of their schedule to try and attend pre-release just because pre-release feels different. It plays different. It's a different experience. It's a much more fun and robust and refined experience. So part of the joy of pre-release for a lot of people isn't just playing with the new cards just a bit early. It's also reconnecting with friends you might not have seen in a while and getting to enjoy your local community just a bit more because more of them turned out than usual, and you get to feel that full tournament experience again. And for a lot of people, especially like with waning card games that don't have the highest tournament attendance in your local area, pre-releases do tend to be the larger of the events. Not all the time, obviously. There's going to be specialty tournaments that are going to outperform a pre-release, but on average, you're turning up to a pre-release not just for some of the cards, but to hang out with people and to have a fun time, right? Or at least I'd like to project that idea onto people. I'd like to think that why I show up to pre-releases is why a lot of other people show up. There's also the gimmicks. A lot of pre-releases, not all of them, but a lot of the Magic pre-releases, especially for a while, they had like little fun gimmicks. Like Magic 2015 had the oversized Garrick card. You had to fight against it with your pre-release, the pre-release deck you built, and he was a big boy. He had a bunch of special abilities, all that jazz. And different pre-releases are going to, play differently. Like Flesh and Blood, the High Seas pre-release I just attended last week. Yeah. It had the Treasure Island card that only works in pre-release. That was the whole point of the card. It only works in pre-release, and there was a handful of support cards that care about this card that you can only use in pre-release events. And I thought that was kind of fun. There's this whole card and handful of mechanics that only care about whether or not you're playing in pre-release. And I thought that was pretty fun. And I just think it's neat when a little bit of extra effort is put into making your little sneak peek get-together tournament just that much more fun. And that's really all I've got to say today. I just wanted to ramble on about pre-releases for a bit. I know it's not my usual content. I'm just kind of caught up with I'm caught up in a mood lately about pre-releases, and I wanted to talk about them while I had the energy and while they were fresh in my mind. And there have been there's a few other kinds of tournaments out there. What's it called? Magic has the they used to do some kind of special commander thing. I don't know if they still do it. I know they did it up to Lord of the Rings, at least, where there were special commander rules introduced. Pokemon has their leagues. I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh! Has special going on right now, but yeah, there's just a lot of fun you can have at a pre-release. And for what it's worth, I think showing up for just one tournament in a while just to have fun is good enough. If you are the kind of person who just wants to attend pre-release and, you don't have to attend all the tournaments ever. Just show up to pre-release, and I'm sure we'll have a blast. Anywho, I've gotten to the rambling part of the video, so let me know if you enjoyed. If so, leave a like, share, subscribe, and all that other good things that the algorithm loves, and I will see you kids in the next one.